Today we're taking a look at this really cool helmet of C-3PO, and it's not one that you can wear. It's a display helmet replica. You can remove the outside cover and look at all the inner works. And it has a lot of functions. It talks, and depends on where you have it plugged in. It shows you how it's in the first two trilogies or in the last one. It's a really cool helmet. It's very well done, at least on the outside. So for some of us who are fans of the first trilogy, that's when I was a kid, this is a good version, because with the covers it looks almost identical, right? And it's so shiny. It's not made of metal, it's plastic, but it's very well done. And to see inside, we have to remove this, but let's plug it in first, which goes here with a USB port, and then let's see what it does. Once you plug it in, the eyes light up, and on this camera they look kind of yellow, but in real life they look more like an orange glow, and they're really beautiful. Then if you touch him anywhere while it's wearing the outside part, it talks.
So my first job was programming binary load lifters, very similar to your evaporators in most respects.
And I like that the voice is very loud. All the recordings are almost the same tone and everything, so I'm not sure they recorded all of them new or they mastered the sound from the movies, because it sounds exactly like in the movies. I think that the recordings are primarily from the first trilogy, but I believe it does say some stuff from the second trilogy, and then once we remove the outside part, it talks like in the third trilogy. So basically, with this helmet replica, you can have all three trilogies, whichever one you like the most, or you can change it as you please. But I really like all the things that he says, and it's random, so it will keep changing, and once in a while it may repeat, but then there's still more that are random. So let's listen and see what he says.
Oh, hello. I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations. How might I serve you?
That obviously is my favorite. It's obviously from the movie, one of the first things that he says, at least we can recognize.
It wasn't my fault, sir. Please don't deactivate me. Oh, I feel so helpless.
This one I'm not sure from which trilogy it is. Maybe somebody can tell me. And it sounds like there's like a echo.
We seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life.
That's all of this. The rest are from the first trilogy, as far as I know, and from the first movie.
Oh no!
But I think this one is it's from the second, and he does say from the Empire Strikes Back, and I believe from the Return of the Jedi.
Is my head on straight?
Like that one, that's from Empire Strikes Back.
Thank goodness.
And some are very short, but some are longer.
Oh no! Oh, I'm I'm so confused.
And I really like that you can have him talking and it's his voice and it sounds really cool.
Thank the Maker. I'm going to regret this. I don't like the look of this. What's going on? Turn round. I can't see. Where am I? I'm not much more than an interpreter, and not very good at telling stories. Well, not at making them interesting, anyway. I can assure you they will never get me onto one of those dreadful starships.
Most of these are from the first trilogy, as far as I can tell.
I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations. With all we've been through, sometimes I'm amazed we're in as good condition as we are. What with the rebellion and all.
It's funny because this is from the first one, and we don't know anything about him, and he's already talking about how much has happened. And then with the other movies, we can tell that R2D2 and C-3PO have been together for such a long time, and they have gone through so many things.
Shut me down. I've had the most peculiar dream.
I'm not sure where this is from. I haven't seen the last trilogy in a few days, but I don't know. It may be from the last one.
Take care, my little friend. Did you hear that? They shut down the main reactor. We'll be destroyed for sure. This is madness. Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.
That's definitely from the first one.
My parts are showing. My goodness. Oh.
And I believe this is from the second trilogy when he's dismantled. Well, he's been assembled, and he doesn't have the cover. So we'll take a look at that right now.
Will this never end? I have a bad feeling about this.
And this one I like it that it has an echo sound. There's a couple that sound different, but all of them they sound very loud. And in the camera it may not sound as loud, but in person it sounds very loud, which is nice because sometimes some of these helmets are the volume is very low.
I'm quite beside myself. Protocol? Why, it's my primary function, sir. I am well versed in all the custom.
I personally love these ones from the first movie of all. I just I don't know. It just does something for me that other stuff doesn't do, but that's just me.
We're doomed. This is madness.
So let's take a look inside, and you have to turn it off because otherwise he will keep talking. You have to remove these, and they're made of plastic, but they're solid, and it's all looks really good. It's all made of plastic. And it comes off very easy. Now this part comes first. A bit gory, like we're skinning somebody. And this is just the first part, and then we have the other part. And this is how it looks once you have removed everything. It's very detailed. It does look like it's plastic. Obviously, it's nothing is real metal. And I believe in the second trilogy there's a piece here that moves, if I don't remember wrong. And you can tell it's plastic, but it's still nice that it's detailed and you can always show it like this. I won't, because I'm more of a fan of the C-3PO with the cover. But it's cool that you can. It gives you options, and it's very well detailed. Everything is like new. It's not it's not painted or anything to look old. But it's nice, and you can remove this. But I haven't had much success removing them, and there's not much detail anyway. But this can be removed, and to make it look more like in the second trilogy. But I don't know how to remove it, and it's kind of difficult, and I don't want to break it. So I'd rather not do it because I'm not going to display like this. And then once you have it without the cover, touching this is when it activates the sounds. So let's turn him back in.
My parts are showing. My goodness. Oh.
No, that was adequate. That was perfect. That was the perfect thing to say. He's naked.
I can assure you they will never get me onto one of those dreadful starships.
And now sounds louder. I think the speaker is somewhere in here. I think they have put it somewhere. It sounds louder in this form.
We're doomed. Thank goodness.
But I mean, the sentences are the same as far as
This is madness.
As far as I know, he does say the same. But the major difference is that this cable, let's see, we can take a look. It's plugged into that hole right there. There are two holes, one on the top and one on the bottom. So right now it's on the top, and that's the normal C-3PO. So let's plug him into the bottom one. Now his eyes turn red. In this camera, again, they look slightly yellow in the center and then red on the sides. But looking at it with my own eyes, it looks completely red. So don't pay attention that it looks slightly yellow. That's just that the camera can see the LED lights. And now it's going to talk, and like he says on the third trilogy.
The Emperor's Wayfinder is in the Imperial Vault at Delta 36, transient 936, bearing 32 on a moon in the Endor system. From the southern shore, only this blade tells. Only this blade tells.
That's what he says. It's really cool. I really like that he can do that, and it's just a feature. It's not something that I'm going to do often, and I don't want to keep removing the cover and everything. Just in case it breaks, I don't want to have an accident one day and removing things and breaking down. But it's really cool that you can do that if you want to. If you're a fan of the third trilogy, you can do that. If you're a fan of the second, you can also keep him with the cover removed. But let's...
The Emperor's Wayfinder is in the Imperial Vault at Delta 36, transient 936.
If we remove this while he's talking, he will be quiet. And then let's plug him back in the first thumb. And there he goes. Now he's normal.
I feel so helpless.
Yeah, he can choose who he is, because we choose by removing the cable. But it's really cool. Let's put the cover back on.
Is my head on straight?
It's like he knows.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Why? You're going to be with me. So I really like this helmet. It's a nice feature that the sentences are random, that you can remove the outer part, and then that he talks like in the last trilogy. So you have all three trilogies here. And then this was a surprise present from somebody. If you can, I recommend you get it. If you, especially like me, like the first trilogy and you like C-3PO. It's very well done. The price is reasonable, and if you have the annual pass holder like me, you get a nice discount. But still, it's very well priced for everything it does, and it displays very well. And if you put it in a semi-dark room, those eyes really glow. And I really like all the details. I like that it talks, and that the recordings are very well done. And in general, I just like this helmet, and something to me that's very special, because I've always liked the first trilogy. It was important in my childhood.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so confused.
You have to be careful when you touch him slightly. But it's really cool. I highly recommend it. And if you can get it, if you can have a copy of this, just go ahead and get it. thank you for coming. Please put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm always doing new videos. I appreciate any visits, and please come back. Thank you.